What's up, guys? Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are watching this video. Sometimes you guys will catch it on the replay and it'll be evening or nighttime where you are. And a few of you are watching from other countries, so it may be later in the day for you guys. All right, I am going to get started. I just cleansed my face. We have been working around the house this morning, getting a couple of things done. Well, at least I have. Pat's been working from home, so. All right, using my Eternal Toasted Coconut Lip Mask. I used this Friday on my client, and it's so funny because that's the one thing that there's two things that I start with every single client. If you come to my house and I am doing your makeup, you are automatically going to get two things right out the gate. You are going to get a moisturizer on your skin, okay? We're going to moisturize your skin. Second thing, we are going to hydrate and heal your lips because by the time I get done with your makeup, we need to make sure that your lips are completely healed and there is no dead dry skin sitting on there for me to put your lipstick on, okay? So this I used on my client on Friday afternoon. Actually, it was Friday morning because it was about 10 o'clock when she got here. And as soon as I put it on her lips, she says, "Ooh, I like that." And I was like, right, it's so good. And I told her, I said, it is a toasted coconut oil. It's all natural. It's super, super clean. And she said, and remember, she's a young girl. She's like 18, I think she's 18, 17, 18. And she said, "Can I buy that?" She's like, "Do you have that available?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." And so I sent her a link last night because I was busy all weekend. I sent her a link with the lip mask in it. And then she said, "Hey, my mom wants to get some foundation." So late last night, I was talking to her mom, and she has come to the house, and I have done a makeover on her, like a makeup makeover, and we used the cream foundation, but she said she wants to try the liquid foundation. So we did the Serum Plus. I got that all together in a link for them, and so mom is getting the liquid foundation, daughter is getting the coconut lip mask from Eternal. Super exciting when people try things and it's new to them and they've never tried it before and they love it. So absolutely makes me so happy to be able to introduce people to new products, new skincare, new makeup. I got a little exfoliating bead left over. So here's what I did. I washed my face. I don't know that I'm gonna do a full face of makeup. I'll probably do a little bit with you guys because I really wanted to just kind of go over all the new skincare that I just got. I got some things that I have not tried yet. And I've already had, over the weekend, I had two ladies that purchased quite a bit of the Circuit skincare that I have been telling you guys about. So I'll go ahead and put this on. This is my Youth Plexion Serum. So I cleansed my face just so you can see my morning routine. I go back and forth between the Youth Plexion Cleanser and the Glow Plexion Cleanser, okay? Since I am really trying to start to fade this, I went with the Glow Plexion and I did mix in the Invigorating Scrub, the Sur Active, okay? This is from the Circuit Skin. And I did see where Brandy did her video last night, and this morning I looked at her. I was just watching stories and I saw where she said to mix this in with the Glow Plexion Cleanser. So I did that this morning. So good. It was so good. These little micro scrubbing beads in with the Glow Plexion that's going to brighten your skin. This is going to knock off any stubborn dead skin, and then the Glow Plexion is going to help brighten. So that was good. Now I got two new masks from Circuit Skin. Okay. I did not realize they had so many masks to choose from. This one I'm excited to try. I'm probably going to try this one tomorrow or maybe Wednesday because it says do not use this on the same day that you do any kind of exfoliating scrubbing to your skin. This is called the Youth Accelerator Pro. It is a 20% pumpkin enzyme peel. So you put this on, let's look at what it looks like. You put this on and you wear it for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, it reminds me of pumpkin puree. You guys, look at that. It's like a pumpkin puree. It smells like pumpkin. It smells really good. It smells like fall. It smells like fall. It's Thanksgiving in a skincare, okay? So this is what I'm gonna try and let you guys know what I think about it. And then this one is a cool lychee wa, a cool lychee wa. It is a intensely hydrating mask, okay? So let's see what this one, same thing, you put it on clean skin. I can already tell it's very thick. Look at that. Very, very thick. Ooh. Oh, that smells really interesting. It's almost like a peppermint spearmint smell. Super thick, and it is supposed to be an intense boost of hydration. So you wear it 10 to 15 minutes and then you wash it off. Okay, so I'm gonna be trying these this week. So tomorrow I will try that one since I used, where did it go? Did I put it up? Oh, here it is. So there are 3 masks. I used this one today. This one really, really scrubbed, and I just mixed it with my Glowplexion. You can mix it with Youthplexion. You can mix it with whatever cleanser you use, okay? So I mixed that. Oh, I'm throwing it at y'all. I use that one today. Tomorrow I'm gonna use the pumpkin enzyme, okay? So we're gonna try that one. And then Wednesday or Thursday, I will try the intensely hydrating mask and see what we think about it and tell you guys exactly what I think it feels like and how my skin reacted to it, okay? I just wanna be able to kind of like go through this with you guys so you can see I'm trying it, I'm letting you know what I think so that you guys can see if it is worth buying. All right, so we did that. Now we are going to start to put on these serums. Now, these 3 serums you guys have seen me use, and I highly recommend all 3. All 3 absolutely amazing, incredible serums, very different from the unique serums, okay? Hello, Erin, how are you? The unique serums, especially if you are doing the Youthplexion, the Glowplexion is gonna be a little bit stronger, but not quite as intense on the anti-aging as some of these medical grade skincare on the ingredients. So I use this every day, morning and night. This is super hydrating and it's very gentle. So I've already put that on my face. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Brilliance and the OMG. Now these 2, highly recommend, and then this one, even more recommendation for this one, okay? So I already, like I said, had 2 ladies over the weekend. I had one lady in particular, she bought, I wanna say she bought all 3 of these and this. Okay, because she got the whole shebang, and I'm really excited for her to be able to see and feel the improvements with her skin. Okay, so if you're somebody that feels like I need just a little bit extra to mix in with my skincare, I am gonna recommend this, and then a few things from Ice Elements as well. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I'm gonna say absolutely must-haves, gonna make a big difference in your skin. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna start with the Brilliance. The Brilliance is the fading serum, okay? And what you're gonna do, it says, let me just make sure that I am doing it right. All right, it does say sunburn alert because of it having a brightening. Anything that has a brightening effect is going to be really getting down into the layers of the skin to help fade any dark spots, melasma, sunspots, age spots. So you want to make sure that you're very careful. I'm actually glad that they've got this on here because that's a really good little warning to remind people, use your sunblock, protect your face, okay? Make sure you're protecting your face in the sun. Yesterday we went to the pool and I actually sat underneath my mom's deck the entire time. So after we moved everything yesterday, you guys saw me in my stories moving that 1,000-pound toolbox with all of my husband's tools in it. We went to my mom's house for a little birthday party for all of the nieces and my soon-to-be brother-in-law. And yeah, me and Pat were so tired that I was like, I'm not even putting my bathing suit on. Everybody can hang out at the pool. I'm just going to sit under the fan. I am exhausted and I am tuckered out. So we did not get any sun yesterday, and I try really hard not to get sun on my face. So this right here is, this product contains a alpha hydroxy acid, okay, an AHA. So you got to remember, you got your AHAs and your BHAs, and an AHA is the alpha hydroxy acid, and it can increase your skin's sensitivity to sun. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are protecting your face. But there you go. There's your little disclaimer. Now what we're going to do is brilliance. Here we go. How to use morning, night on clean skin before applying moisturizer. Okay, it says dispense a dropper full and apply to the face with a light tapping motion, avoiding the eye area. Always wear sun protection when using this. Okay, so we're gonna take a dropper full, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it, I'm not letting the dropper touch my face. I'm just kind of dropping it on the face. Okay, there we go, get a little bit of that out. And now I'm going to take this and start doing little circular motions, okay? And then we can, and I am not pressing on the skin. This is just barely touching the surface of the skin, okay? And you can see I've got all my little freckles. We can tap this in if you want to do what it says and do the tapping motions. But if you are just not putting any pressure on your face and you are just lightly gliding this around, here we go. This is my worst one right here and right here. So we're gonna put this on, and this is gonna help brighten our skin and tighten our skin, okay? All of these are designed for women. I would say definitely women that are trying to work on your anti-aging journey and your brightening journey, okay? So that is the brilliance, okay? And this bottle, I will tell you this bottle is originally, I was telling you guys the other day that these are like over $100, but with the discounts, it brings it down, okay? So I got on there and I was like, oh, I thought it was over $100. I was like, now it's down to like 93. And I was like, oh, not that 93 is not a lot, but I'm just saying, like, the more you put in your cart, the bigger discount you get. And that's girl math. We get a discount, we're happy, okay? And these are gonna last you a while. So I'm very, very happy with these because these are gonna last a while. And notice that I am putting the layers of the rose water in between each layer of serum, okay? Because that is going to help as the skin goes to absorb and dry, you know, it's gonna dry a little bit. Those water molecules are gonna kind of help you move the serum around, and it's also going to take it and absorb it into the skin with the rose water. It's also very hydrating. So if you're somebody that's trying to get a boost of hydration as you do your skincare, this is what you're gonna wanna do, okay? All right, next we're gonna do the OMG Anti-Aging Skin, okay? Now this one's really interesting. This one is cool because where the brilliance is brightening, okay, brightening and firming, these next two are very healing, okay? So if you're somebody that has sensitive skin, if you were somebody that has damaged your skin barrier, that you feel like you need to repair your skin, this is what you're gonna want. You're gonna want these two. So if you start with these two, you are gonna see a huge improvement and change in your skin, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with the OMG Anti-Aging Skin Serum. Good morning, Rochelle, how are you? All right, now this says it is strategically supercharged with a special encapsulated form of, and let me see if I can pronounce this correctly, epidermal growth factor, okay? It is derived from yeast for more effective delivery, well known to play an important role in minimizing, hold on, let me get my glasses. Where the heck are my glasses? Here they are. I actually probably need to go get my husband's glasses. I don't even know if these work for me anymore because it's been so long since I have used them. It doesn't even really seem like it did a big difference. Let's see, where did it go? for minimizing the effects of skin aging. The topical application of epidermal growth factors has been shown to help improve the existing quality and overall appearance of the skin, okay? So this has echinacea stem cells for intensive hydration and includes green tea along with spin trap for added antioxidants and amino acids, okay? So good for your skin. So good for your skin, okay? Hello, Rita. Good morning. Oh, wait, it's afternoon. Well, that's okay. You can say good morning. I'm like that. I get up and it'll be like, it'll already be 1 o'clock and I'm like, good morning. And I'm like, wait, it's afternoon, but that's okay. All right, now what are we gonna do? How are we gonna use the OMG? It says it's recirculating serum, okay? So what we're gonna do is we are going to take, this is how to use morning and night on clean skin before applying moisturizer, okay? Dispense a dropper full on the back of your hand and apply to your face, wow, with light tapping. Interesting, you put it on the back of your hand? That's interesting, I've never ever heard of that. We're gonna do a dropper full. I'm just gonna do this because this is the way I like to just kind of drop it on my face to where it's going right where I need it. And I'm just trying to get all of that out of the dropper because sometimes there's some stuck. So we're gonna do this. All right, and we're gonna just start to kind of rub this in. I'm gonna go close right there under the eyes, but not too much. And this is that minty spearmint matcha green tea invigorating scent that I was talking about on my stories. It is so good. And again, very healing, very healing to the skin. Okay, so if you have a damaged skin barrier at any point, I told you guys this the other day, when I damaged my skin and my skin was irritated, it was red, it was itchy, it was burning, it was swollen and puffy and inflamed. The inflammation was so bad. This is what I was using, okay? It wasn't from this company, it was from my niece's esthetician office, but this was what I was using to help calm and heal my skin. So this is called the OMG Anti-Aging Skin, okay? It is so good. OMG Anti-Aging Skin plus Recirculating Serum, okay? That's the one that's got the green tea in it, okay? So we're gonna kind of let this, where's my fan? I brought my fan up here. I had my fan at my mom's pool last night and my sister Brandy had it for like 30 minutes and she was using it and she finally goes, here, I'm sorry, you want your fan back? So we're gonna let that go onto the skin. Look at that. Look at how hydrating this is. Look at this glow that this is giving our skin, okay? And it's not wet anymore. My skin is already, it's dry. So that serum has already absorbed in and it is dry, okay? Now, this is another one. Let's do this first. I have not tried these two. These two are brand new to me, never tried them. They sent these in the packs. This one is called Whiteout and this one is called Daycare. Okay, so we're gonna try these two. I'm very excited. So this one is Whiteout Day Under Eye Cream, okay? Now this is, it didn't come in a box, so I'm gonna have to try to read it. That's some tiny little words. It says, where's my glasses? I really need to go get Pat Rain's glasses because his are like super. All right, a luxurious, quick, and absorbing under-eye cream formulated to target the specific needs of an eye contour. Okay, where puffy eye bags and dark circles can be a problem. Specifically designed to help diminish the appearance of shadows and reduce the look of bags. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but as I age, I do feel like the bags are getting a little bit more puffy. They are getting a little bit more noticeable, especially when I first wake up in the morning and I'm a little swollen. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try this one. Let's get this primed. Okay, I'm gonna do just one full pump. I'm gonna take that in between the two. Actually, I should have done, okay, I'm gonna leave this on my fingers, but I need to do this real quick, okay? So with this is Lavish. This says you need to do, I'm gonna read the whole thing in just a second. How to use, can be used year-round, winter or summer to control environmental dryness and especially beneficial after sunbathing. Apply, let's see, apply to face or blend. Okay, so you basically use this daily. Oh, you can actually add it to, oh, interesting. You can actually add it to your day. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try that today. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this. This is the eye cream, okay? Now don't forget to put your eye cream. All right, it smells, I can already smell it. It smells so good. I like to put my eye cream right there too, just cause, you know, we need a little extra. This smells really, really good. Okay, it is not floral. It is just this really clean. We're gonna put a little bit right there. And we're gonna put a little bit on our smoker's lines. So this is our eye cream. I will say that even though it comes out and looks thick, it does not feel thick on the under eyes. You know how sometimes you use an eye cream and it feels really, really thick and it almost feels like it's really heavy on your under eyes? This does not feel heavy on the under eyes at all. Okay, this does not feel heavy. Now, this is where we're gonna you can use this Lavish oil. It is a quick dry oil. Let me ask you guys this. Do you want me to use it by itself to see it on the skin, or do you want to see how it works when I add it to the daycare? You guys tell me what you want me to do. Do you want me to use it by itself? I'm just like really getting in there and looking at what this looks like on my skin. This looks so good. So good. Okay. Hey, Candy. All right, let's do this. Maybe tomorrow we'll mix it. Maybe tomorrow we'll mix it. Today, oh, okay. Candy said mix it. All right, so let's read this first. So the Daycare Protective Daily Moisturizer. Where's my glasses? Because this girl can't read anymore without glasses. Now I look like a little old lady. I'm like, hold on. Okay. Formulated, okay, no, that's good. The very first ingredient is water. That's good. That lets you know that it is not loaded with chemicals. All right, water is the very first thing. Squalane seed oil. Let's see. How to use, it does not tell me, so we're just gonna, it does say external use only. So we're gonna wing it because I don't really know exactly how to use. So we're gonna do, since it's a moisturizer, I'm gonna say, we're gonna do that, okay? Then we're gonna take the Lavish oil, which has, okay. I didn't do a dropper full. I did like 3 or 4 little drops, okay? All right, so we're gonna mix this up. Ooh, that smells good. All right, and then we're gonna just put this all over the face and the neck. So the one thing that this says is that you can use the Lavish oil by itself, or how did I get a gnat up here in my office? So frustrating. They followed us from the rental, guys. This feels so smooth and so soft. And it also says it's a really good way to kind of prime your skin. Because remember, before you put your makeup on, you want to make sure that your skin has been treated with your serums and your lotions and your potions and all the things to make your face as smooth as possible so that your application for your makeup is flawless. Look at that. Look at the skin, okay? That is so pretty. All right, love this. I am so excited about this. Okay, like I said, if you are somebody that really wants to see a huge, I would say overnight difference with your skin, these are going to be the ingredients. These are going to be the things that really, really, really help. Plus your vitamin C. Your vitamin C is so important. I probably should have done the vitamin C before I did all that, but that's okay. If you forget, we can put our vitamin C on. I will say that I was using too much before. So we're going to do this. We're going to take our vitamin C. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. 3 little drops. You don't want more than that, okay? So we're going to do the 3 drops and we're going to put this around on the skin. Now, I will tell you, vitamin C is going to feel a little sticky. When you first put it on, it will dry into the skin. And then just remember that when you are doing your makeup, vitamin C does sometimes, if it's not fully dry or if you scrub too hard when you're putting on your makeup, it will ball up. So you want to make sure when you're doing your makeup that you are doing the tapping motions that you always see me do and always tell you guys to do. The tapping motions are going to be really, really important if you are wearing any vitamin C. Oh, this is so good. This, my skin is glowing. Look at that. Look at that. We'll let this dry in for a minute. Now, I will tell you, and I've told you this before, the vitamin C from Leco is not available right now, but it will be back in stock sometime in September. I don't have an exact date. Sometime in September, it's going to be back in stock, okay? Now, the other thing is, whenever it's out of stock, you can run over to Ice Elements and you can get their, it's the 2-Minute Miracle C Ferulic Booster. This is the same thing as the Leco Vitamin C. So both of those are vitamin C treatments that you would use. And the vitamin C treatment is what I will say, hold on, I'm choking. since we've been moving, I have gotten so many allergy issues. I think we were just like getting dust stirred up. And then the last 2 nights, we have been putting rugs out. And the rugs, because one of the rugs is a wool rug. I need to plug. Is a wool rug, and it was shedding so bad. And Pat was like, I'm dying. I've got wool particles stuck in my throat. And I'm like, I know, that was me Friday when we were at the rug place, because there was so much dust and rug particles in the air that I could not breathe. I was coughing and choking so bad. Let's see. Can I get the link to your skincare, please? Absolutely, Rita. Anybody that has any kind of skincare concerns, this is what I did this weekend. I had a client and a friend that reached out and she sent 3 pictures and she said, here's my skin, here's my age, here's what I'm struggling with. And I looked at her pictures. I went over kind of what she told me she wanted to work on. And then I kind of went through, because there's so many things to choose from, but I went through and I kind of narrowed it down to like the most important 3 or 4. And I put it in a link and I said, here's the ones that's going to be the most important for you to start with for dry skin, for aging skin. And then I told her, anything that, you know, it's going to be loaded in the cart. If there's anything in there that you don't want, just hit the remove button, take it out. You don't have to buy every single thing. That was a long one. Okay. All right, here we go around. All right, the other thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna use the Ice Elements. This is sold out, but I'm still showing you guys. This is the thing. I had somebody reach out to me the other day and she's like, Brianna, the Ice Element stuff and Leco stuff is out of stock. What do we do? I don't want to show it if people can't get it. And I'm like, no, I'm still showing it because this stuff is so good. And I want you guys to see like how much I use it, how good it is on softening the skin to where when it comes back in stock, you guys know, like, you need to jump, you need to run, you need to get these things, put it in your cart because it's that good. I need to actually use the bounce back cream on my neck. So we're gonna do that really quickly. So I use this on the body, which is the body souffle. And then we're gonna take this bounce back cream. We're gonna put this on the neck. This is gonna help with that crepey neck. It's gonna help with tech neck if you're somebody that feels like your neck is getting like to where you've been looking down. Make sure you put this on. And then don't forget to go around, okay? Because we don't wanna just focus on the front part of the neck, although that's where it shows all the sun damage and all the looking down. We're gonna do all of this, okay? So make sure when you use that bounce back cream, you are doing basically all of your décolleté, all of your neck, even around to the sides. I go to the back just to where that skin's gonna look the same. And then if there's any leftover, you can hit on top of your face too. I actually use this on my face at night. Okay, there we go. There is nothing wrong with mixing and matching your skincare. So get your favorite things, figure out what you really, really, really enjoy. If you need help, I can tell you what items for my skin type that I really, really enjoy and highly recommend, and the things that really have made a noticeable difference quickly on my skin, okay? All right, now let's do a little bit of makeup. I'm not gonna do a lot, I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit on. We're gonna go ahead and go in with the illuminating primer one last time. Let's look at the skin, okay? One last time. Super hydrating, super glowy. Now we're gonna put on, I don't even feel like I need to put on the illuminating primer because my skin has already improved in just the week and a half of using some of these new ingredients incorporated, or I guess new products incorporated in with my skincare, because I'm still using my cleansers from Unique. I'm still using my serum from Unique. There we go. Okay, look at that. I could literally go out of the house just like this and feel comfortable in my skin. In fact, this is the way I looked all weekend, Saturday and Sunday, no makeup. Every time we left the house, I just did my skincare, put my sunblock on, and I was good to go, because I was like, you know what? We are moving, we are hot and sweaty. Then we're going to my mom's house to, you know, hang out by the pool. I'm like, I'm not putting makeup on. I'm just not. All right, let's see. What foundation do I want to use today? I think I'm going to use some Serum Plus foundation. So first thing we're going to start with is a little under eye cover up. I need to go to TJ Maxx or Home Goods and get some sponges. Notice I'm not doing a lot. Okay, we're going kind of very minimal, going over those dark spots. Now, if you're somebody that feels like when you put your mascara on, that your mascara tends to bleed down and give you raccoon eyes, even when we say it's not, you know, like it's designed not to do that. Sometimes what happens is when we're putting our skincare on, our skincare gets into our lashes, which then coats the lashes to where when you're putting your mascara on, that is what makes it get to the point to where it doesn't stick or stay. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are doing a really good job of putting your serums and skincare kind of around the eyes, but not getting too close to your lashes, because once that skincare gets on the lashes, sometimes that is what causes the mascara to run and give you that raccoon look. Okay. Now, once you're under eyes, and again, I would definitely say wait a little bit longer before you started to apply makeup. Don't do it this fast. But because I'm here for not necessarily educational purposes, but because I'm here kind of showing you everything, I do things a little bit more, you know, sped up to where you can kind of see. There we go. I'll put a little bit of this down the nose and then across. And I am tapping. There we go. Okay, really brightens up the under eyes. We're gonna go ahead, we're leaving this to dry. And we're gonna just tap all of this in. This is gonna help keep your eyeshadow or whatever you use on your eyes from running. There we go. It's so funny because I went from never, ever washing my face. All right, notice I'm just kind of going around the outside and tapping. You can even use your finger. Sometimes your finger works better because it's the same body temperature. Let's go up here and kind of tap around it. The best thing to do is not go over the dark spot because then it can remove the product. You just kind of want to tap around the dark spot and blend it out. So kind of around the outside and blend into the skin. Kind of blend out. Okay, now we're gonna grab, we're gonna go in that satin. All right, we're gonna go in with eyelet. Now, I'm gonna tell you the one thing that I am gonna do. I'm gonna do what we used to do with our beauty oil. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this eyelet foundation, but I'm gonna do a little tiny drop of this oil, like one drop into this. Okay, so I did it. I got one drop of the Lavish oil in, and we're gonna mix this in with our foundation. I'm not gonna use this much, but it's at least in there and it's mixed up. You can see I'm mixing the oil in. That's gonna give me a lot more hydration while I put this foundation on. All right, your free gift is your kabuki brush. If you are somebody that wants to grab my Flawless face and grab your concealer and grab your any foundation, all you have to do is say Flawless face and I can get that for you. We can start working on what foundation is going to be the best color and also what is going to be the best color for your concealer. I do need to get a little sun on my body. I probably should have just covered my face and got a little bit of sun this weekend, but that's okay. So this is the color Eyelet, and we're using the kabuki brush just to tap everything in. I actually really like this with the oil mixed in because it's super hydrating. Look at that, so good. Okay, I need to wet this. I don't have a sink up here, so you guys, we're gonna have to go downstairs. Let me unplug y'all. We're gonna go downstairs, wet my sponge so that it does not remove all of the makeup that I just put on. Turn the light on so I don't fall down the steps while I'm on a live video. That would be horrible. You guys, look at the rug we got down. It looks so good. Look at that. So that's the rug that I bought Friday. And then this is the rug that we put down in the living room, and I bought this Friday. Doesn't that look good? I love that it's got the little like fringe on the end, and then it's kind of like a brown and tan instead of it being a complete tan. And then we moved our old rug over here. So we had to completely move all the furniture around the house because I was not throwing rugs away. I'm like, nope, we're not throwing rugs away. I can't wait to get all my antique glass to put up there. I told Pat I feel like the bookshelves, the cabinets, everything looks so empty because everything is still in boxes in the basement of the rental. But this, I'm so excited to decorate. I just ordered curtains for the master bedroom, and I ordered curtains for the eat-in area with that white table. And I asked, did you guys know that you could ask ChatGPT to help you decorate like a professional? So I asked ChatGPT if it would help me decorate that area, and I told it how I wanted to decorate. And so it put all the little things that I said I wanted to use together, and we kind of went back and forth and decorated my little eat-in area. All right, squeezing out the water, getting that nice and damp and dry. Let me put my charger back on so that my phone doesn't die. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Had to get my charger in there. All right, we're gonna spritz the face with setting spray. And yes, I use a lot more than most people. It's gonna look wet. Then we're gonna take this fan and immediately start to dry it. This is gonna hold everything in place. So good, so good. I did not fix the table. It's literally just sitting over there with the bad spots. At this point, I'm like, I don't care. I don't have time to fix it right now. So we've just got it in there. And Pat's like, what are you gonna do with that? I'm like, he recommended that we try to patchwork fix it, like just sanding that area and then trying to paint it. And I'm like, babe, I don't really think that that's gonna work. I'm like, when you're painting, you kind of need to do the entire surface. So I told him, I was like, I don't think that's gonna work, babe. Look at how good, like this does not even look like I have makeup on. You guys, look at my skin. This looks like skin. Like, let's really get in there and look. This looks like skin. This is why it's so important to use the best skincare before you put your makeup on so that your makeup looks like skin. okay? I promise you, I am going to steer you guys in the right direction when it comes to face prep, skincare, makeup, okay? All right, now I'm gonna take 8N, which is 8 neutral, and we are going to, if I can find, there it is. It was underneath one of the boxes. I'm going to add my contour color, contour slash bronzer. This one is one that can be done as both because it's a very, very versatile color. It's not too dark, but it's also not too light, and it's also not too orange. Again, anybody that has any concerns with your skincare, if you want to grab any makeup, but you're not sure what color or what kind, all you have to do is just message me and I can help you. You do get your free kabuki brush up until Wednesday. I have not been dancing in probably about a month. So I'm gonna go today. It'll be my first day back. I'm gonna have forgotten all the dances, and I already know that because when I was in Utah and they were playing some of the dances, I was like, crap, I forgot everything. It's been so long since I've been that I don't remember. And it's gonna be hot, and I'm just gonna I'm wearing shorts and a tank top or a t-shirt. Look at that. We are just tapping that in. Let me get my hair. I've got a hair appointment on Thursday, so we're gonna cover up the gray before the gray gets too noticeable. I was doing every 6 weeks. How often, if you're somebody that gets your hair colored to cover up gray, how often do you have to go and get your roots and your touch-up done? I'm just curious because I'm like, is every 5 weeks, is that normal, or is it supposed to be stretched out more? All right, we're gonna just tap around that outside line. Look at that. Outside line, and then go around on the top. Okay, a little bit of blush. Let's see, what color do we want to do today? Let's do, my chin is tickling and itching. Let's do Fresh Orchid today. We haven't done that one in a while. Let's do Fresh Orchid. So we're gonna grab our little blush brush and we're gonna tap, pick up some, and then we're gonna move over to the hand or arm area and evenly distribute the color. You can see what I'm doing. And then tap it on. Every 4 weeks for me. Okay, so 5 weeks is not bad. You could do 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I was doing 6 weeks, and then I just felt like it was too long and that I needed the roots covered up quicker than that. So that's when we bumped it down to 5 weeks. And I told you guys, I think I told you guys Friday that my lady had messaged me and was like, hey, we didn't pay for your thing while you were here. And I was like, yeah, I don't leave without paying. So she was confusing me with my sister. I think what happened was my sister went to her during her lunch break, and then she was like running out because she was in a hurry to get back to work. And she said, I'll just Venmo you, and I think she forgot. All right, so we're gonna just kind of lightly contour the nose, not too much, just a little bit. I don't want it to be too dark. There we go. We want it to look nice and natural. Perfect. Okay, blush is done, so we are going to put that back up. Now we're gonna set the under eyes, and that's gonna kind of like bring everything together. I'm 45, used to have my roots done every 6 weeks, but now I have to do 4 to 5. Them boogers are popping up fast. I know, that's what it seems like. It does seem like they are growing. Of course, if you're doing any collagen, that collagen is going to really help. The collagen and the biotin. In fact, you know what? Where's my biotin gummies? So that's going to really help speed up the hair growth to where it's going to happen faster. All right, so watch this. We're going to make this look so good and rested. It's also going to soften your blush right up here too. Look at that, so good. Now before I set the other one, we're going to get our little powder puff ready. If you guys know the technique, you know. And then we're going to come over here. If you need help with setting the under eyes, you guys just let me know so that I can make sure that on a video at some point I slow this down. Some days I do. Slow this down to where you know exactly the technique to give you the best looking under eyes. Look at that. It's like a miracle. It's so good. I love that it really kind of softens the blush. It makes the under eye look so rested and younger, but we are not putting too much on. We're doing a very light amount to where everything, hold on, I got a little hair. Looks like a brush hair. There we go. And we're gonna just sit right there and make that look nice. So good. You were just about to say, I blame it on the collagen. I'm gonna stop taking it. I know, I just wish that they would get the collagen back in stock. It's been out of stock for a minute because we're about to run out. All right, so if you feel like when you put your powder on, it kind of dulls your blush just a little too much, it's okay. Just take what's left on your blush brush and just add a little bit more, and then you can just soften that right there. So good. Okay. I am going to put my earrings on so that I don't forget, because I cannot leave the house without earrings, or I panic if I get down the road and realize I forgot my earrings. My earrings are like, I have to have earrings on. Let's do a little bit of, we're gonna do palette 9. I'm gonna put a little bit of the neutral color. I was gonna say nude and neutral at the same time. I do need my fancy mirror. If you were somebody that has never gotten a fancy mirror, you need to get yourself a fancy mirror. These are the mirrors that really, really help you get in there and see your skin. Now, is it a little scary sometimes? Absolutely, because you're like, whoa, this is a 10 times magnification, and it's really showing you every little crack and crevice, and that's okay. That just gets you up close and personal with your skin to where you can really see where you need to focus, because nobody in public is going to be that close. They're not going to be that close to be able to see that much. But if you can make sure that your skin and your makeup looks good in a 10 times magnification mirror, then you are going to be set when you go out into public, okay? That is the way you want to think about it. If I can look this good in a 10 times magnification mirror, then I am going to be beautiful in public, because nobody's going to be that close to me to be able to see things. Earrings and wedding band, or I feel naked. Yes, the wedding band used to be my thing. And then once we started like really getting into the gym and heavy lifting and things like that with the bar, I don't wear my wedding band at the gym just because I'm afraid that like a diamond's gonna fall out or I'm gonna crush it with a bar or something. So I don't necessarily wear it to the gym all the time. Besides, my husband's there, and believe me, if you guys watched me and my husband in the gym, you know we're together, because he'll walk up and like rub my shoulders, or he'll walk up and pop my butt, or I will walk up and give him a kiss, or, you know, rub his head or whatever, because he's got a bald head. So I'll like run up and rub his head. Like we just play with each other in the gym. Everybody knows we're together. It's very, very obvious that we are married. And it's funny because through the years of us working out, we don't work out together. Like we work out in the gym together, but we don't actually like work out at the same time. Pat does not enjoy working out with a partner. He likes to just kind of do his own thing. And so we just kind of like look at each other across the gym. Everybody knows. But the years of us being in the gym together, we have had so many people, especially women. I don't really think men would say something like this. Men know that we're together by watching us, but the women are always the ones that will come up to us and say, like, I'll never forget, this one lady came up to us one time and she said, she goes, I have been watching you guys for the last couple of months. And she said, you guys are the cutest couple. She goes, you can really tell that you guys love each other. And it's just nice to see that there's still couples like this in the world. And I was so flattered, because I'm like, I really do love my husband. I am so lucky. And I told him that this morning. We were like standing in the kitchen and I was hugging him. And I told him, I was like, it is just so nice to be married, going on, well, this year, May, was 16 years. And I'm like, it's just so nice to love somebody this much and know that they love you back. I'm like, you're just my person. You're just my person, and I'm just so happy. All right, we're gonna go really natural today. I'm just using that really soft orangey brown in the bottom of palette 9, right there. Oh, for sure. Sorry, wasn't even thinking about how some gyms are meat markets. Oh, but yes, no, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and you know, the funny thing is so when you're in the gym, you're in tight clothes, right? You're sweaty, you're in tight clothes so that you don't get hung up on machines. I can't tell you how many times in the past I have worn baggy shirts and I'll get up to walk away from a gym and my t-shirt gets stuck in like one of the bolts or one of the things that's on the side. And so I'm like, okay, this is why people wear tight stuff to the gym. So it absorbs your sweat. You're not getting hung up on things. But I have been approached a couple of times in the gym by men. And, you know, they have asked, at one point I was wearing gloves and the guy could not see my wedding ring underneath the gloves. And he was like, you know, talking to me, and I'm friendly. Pat knows that. Like, Pat's friendly too. He talks to everybody. And I had talked to this guy a couple of times, like in a group of people. And he came up to me this particular day and he was laughing and talking and said something. And he's like, so you got a ring underneath that glove? And I'm like, I sure do. But this one guy at the gym was coming up to Pat when we first joined this gym, because this is a big gym compared to the other gyms we've worked out at. The other gyms have been smaller. And so you kind of know people. And me and Pat are the kind of people that talk to everybody, like we do. We talk to everybody. We make friends with everybody. And so in all the gyms we've ever worked at, everybody knew us. In this one, there's a lot of people. And so we don't necessarily know everybody. But one of the guys that has worked out with us in other gyms before came up to Pat one day and he's like, hey dude, he's kind of a meathead. That's what we call guys at the gym. He's kind of a meathead, just kind of like big muscly guy. And he's like, hey dude, that guy over there, that he was checking your wife out. And Pat's like, she's fine. He's like, Brianna can handle herself. He's like, I trust her. She's going to go right up to that guy and be like, I'm taking, you see that man over there? That's my husband. One time I was walking into the gym and it was so funny because Pat was on a machine And I was walking by, and I don't know if this guy was new to the gym. I don't honestly know exactly what happened, but he whistled, and it was about the same time that I was walking by. And then he was like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I was like, because I told him, I was like, that's my husband right there. And he's like, I am so sorry. And he went up to Pat later and apologized. He was like, I am really sorry. Like, I whistled, but your wife was walking by at the same time. I really did not mean anything by it. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I feel like that's pretty typical. Like, if you're in a happy marriage or in a happy relationship, if you get hit on, it's flattering. You know, that's one thing me and Pat talk about all the time. It's okay to be flattered. You know, me and Pat talk about that. It's okay to know you still got it. But it's also one of those things where you're like, thank you, but I'm married. I'm happily married. All right, so we went in with this color. Okay, so color number 1 all over the eye, color number 2 in the crease and up towards the brow, and then this really pretty soft color right on the lids. Nice and natural and easy. Gonna go in and put a little, all right, gotta wipe off that tip. There we go to where we get the actual product. That's a pro tip. Wipe off your eyeliner if it's a pencil so that you get your actual product the way it was designed to go on your eye, meaning that it's waterproof and it doesn't have any old makeup or tear water, any saline from your eyes. All right, I got about 10 minutes and I got to go. I checked yesterday, we still don't have an address in the system. It's gonna be a minute. We looked out the window this morning and Pat's like, hey, you might wanna go out there and tell those guys that our cable or Wi-Fi, whatever, has already been run. They were out there, they had the whole thing torn off the box and they were trying to run dig the line. And I'm like, nope, they did that last week. And he goes, I'm sorry, we're looking for this address. And I said, I think that it's those people up there. So they still can't find anybody. All right, we're gonna fill these in really quickly. Nice and easy. Make these look natural, not too dark. So if there's any products that you need to restock on, try something new, just let me know so that I can help you put links together. Anybody that purchases this month is going to be a part of the giveaway. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do 2 again. I kind of like being able to do 2. I might do 2. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm gonna do two people this month again. We did 2 for the month of July. So we're gonna do 2 again for the month of August. Hello, Terry. Happy Monday. It's gonna say good morning, but it is not morning anymore. We had a couple come over Friday night. They have been here once. They're using our builder. And so before we completely moved in, they came by one day while we were out here working in Pat's shop. And they were like, hey, the builder sent us out here and said we could see if it's okay if we looked at your floor plan, because we were thinking about building possibly your floor plan, and we're trying to narrow down what floor plans we like. And so I walked them around in the house, showed them the house, but there was no furniture. So Friday morning, she called me because I had given her my number when she was out here. And she said, hey, if you guys have time today at any point or this weekend, could me and my husband come out there and see the house now that you have furniture in it, so we can kind of figure out how furniture is going to set up in the house? And I said, absolutely. So they came over Friday at about 7:30 or 8 o'clock and looked at the house. They seemed to like it. And I was kind of showing her the things that I liked. Told her there wasn't really much that I would change. The only thing that I would do is there's a couple of spots that I would add outlets. Other than that, I wouldn't change anything. So I think they might be building our house. And I actually had another person on here message me and ask for our floor plan, but I can't find the message. So if that was you and you are the person that was building in LJ and you're looking for a builder and a floor plan, message me again so I can send you the floor plan and I can send you the builder's information, because really, really good builders, like the best. And it's funny because the lady that came over had said she knows some other builders, and she's like, I would not let them build my house. And I'm like, okay, that's really good to know that her husband went to school with my builder. They've known him for a while, for years, and they're gonna use him to build because he's just so good. This is the second time that we have used him because he's that good. All right, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. My daughter called me this morning. She found this little makeup vanity desk with a mirror. It's for children, it's for toddlers, but it is like 35 minutes away from us, and she lives up in Tennessee. So she's like, hey, if I send you some money, can you and Pat go get it? And I'm like, absolutely, because it's not far from us. And then when I go up there soon, whenever Georgia is born, I'll take it and we'll hide it from Carter to where she doesn't see it, and she'll get that for Christmas. This is probably gonna be, I don't wanna say a hard Christmas for her, but I feel like toddlers that have new babies in the house, I feel like that's kind of hard sometimes for them. Best mascara ever. If you were looking for mascara that holds those lashes up all day and makes your lashes look long, look at that. Just wiggle at the bottom and then go up. Wiggle up. I don't know. I can ask him. We're actually taking him to dinner. I think, I don't know, next Wednesday or Wednesday. I'll have to ask. Pat just texted him this morning. I don't know why I feel like I'm stuttering today. Pat just texted him, and we're going to take him to dinner because, like I said, he's not just a builder, he's a friend. And it feels weird that we haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks since we moved in. And so we're like, hey, we're going to take you to dinner. Where do you want to go? And I will ask him. I can actually text him and ask if they do south. I don't know. I know that they do all the areas up here around the lake. They've done one up in Blue Ridge. Where at? Because I'm from, like, I was born in Stone Mountain. I was born in DeKalb County. And then I grew up in Henry County. I went to Stockbridge Elementary, Stockbridge Middle. Actually, it was called Smith Barnes, but that was our middle school. I went to Stockbridge Junior High. That was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then I went to Stockbridge High School. And then I got married and lived in Locust Grove for a while. My in-laws lived in Henry County for a while, and then they moved to High Falls. Oh, I just touched the side of my nose. Look at the lashes, so good. All right, what's left on the brush? We're gonna just apply a little, not too much. Monroe. That's right, you're in Forsyth, Georgia, and I was in Forsyth County. That's right, we have talked about that. It's hard keeping everybody on here because like I talked to so many women and I remember everybody's names and I remember everybody's faces. I'm really, really good with faces. My husband's even better. But sometimes it's really hard to try to like remember everything about everybody. But when you tell me, I'm like, that's right, Forsyth County or Forsyth, Georgia. I remember now. Ow, that spoolie hurts. Let's go to this one. Because it landed in the setting powder, it is like, it's setting. All right, let me do this. We're gonna grab a little bit. There we go, that kabuki brush for the win. The kabuki brush is the free item right now. So when you do 3 items or more, you get your kabuki brush for free. Kind of cleaned up right underneath there. There we go. All right, little highlights. Oh, there's the highlight right here on my desk. All right, little highlight on the cheeks. We're gonna do golden. Tip of the nose. Bridge of the nose, and we'll just kind of, what's left, tap the top right there. There we go. All right, any loose powder, we're gonna just lightly buff off. Any little powder balls left over from your setting product. Just take a really clean, fluffy brush. You can see this is like a really soft one, and that's just going to kind of flick off any loose powder. And we are good to go. All right, I don't even know. I guess I should. We'll do natural. We'll do natural. We're gonna take Patience, and we're gonna put this on our lips. We're gonna do a very, very natural lip. And remember, we started with the lip mask during our skincare. All right, any of you ladies, I had a few people when I was doing the supplement samples that reached out to me and said they wanted supplement samples. If you're somebody that wants to get some supplement samples, which is gonna be the collagen, the greens, and the protein, message me privately. Tell me that you are the one that wanted. I've got one already ready to go. I'll probably go to the post office tomorrow and send out samples. So if you're somebody that wants that, message me and let me know. I will charge you for shipping. That is it. I'm not going to charge you for samples. I'm going to make those samples for you. But if you want that, then I can just say, you know, hey, it was $7 to ship it to you or whatever. And then that's all I'm going to charge you for. But All right, hello, Dawn. All right, guys, this is it. This is the finished look for today. I will fix my messy bun before I go to the gym, and then I will grab my clothes for dance, but I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the skincare, or if you have any questions about any of the makeup, the application, or any of the bundles that I have available. I do have some skincare bundles, some that are gonna include different things and some that are gonna be targeted towards the new products that I showed you. I hope you guys have a wonderful